What's up guys, JNO here, and today it's time for the strikers. If you like the idea of this series, top 5 strikers after a certain amount of game weeks, make sure to smash that like button and let's get on with the episode. Okay, so we'll get on with the honourable mentions first. No graphics, same as the midfielders. It will be a surprise with my first honourable mention, but it's to Sergio Aguero. Yes, he had an absolutely blinding game against Newcastle. Yes, the underlying stats are great, but he's injured for the foreseeable future, so I'm not going to consider him right now because I want to give you the advice of the players you should be putting in as soon as possible, and Aguero is one we're going to have to wait for until we see that he's fit again and ready to score those goals again. The other players on this list consist of Lukaku, who yes has great underlying stats, but he's had a hard couple of fixtures and he's just missed out on the top 5. Harry Kane actually has great underlying stats, he just can't put the ball in the back of the net, which is why he's not getting into the top 5. If you're not getting goals, then you're not under consideration as a striker. We have Olivier Giroud, who has great underlying stats, but he's not getting picked at the moment. He's being put below Theo Walcott in the pecking order, so we can't really consider him. And again, like Aguero, Callum Wilson actually has some decent underlying stats, but there are very dodgy grey areas with Callum Wilson. He's not got all the underlying stats that you'd want, and again he is injured, so he's not been put under consideration. So we'll get on with the top 5, and it's a surprise at number 5, it's Dimitri Payet. Now a lot of you may be wondering why I put him in here, and let me explain myself. At 6.2 million, with 32 points, and with Dimitri Payet behind him, the underlying stats suggest he's going to start scoring some goals at some point. He has 3 goals so far, which maybe could be a bit higher, but that's still decent. Assists he's had none, but I think Payet's stealing all the assists from every single West Ham player. But attempts, he's had 27, 24 of which have been inside the box. If most of your chances are coming inside the box, then the likelihood of you scoring is of course increased. On target he's had 10, which compared to the other strikers in this list, not too far off. Minutes per chance, he's not too bad with 27.2 minutes per chance, and he's created 3 chances for his teammate. So I actually think he could be a dark horse and a differential. I'm not sure on his ownership, but if he starts banging them in like he did at one point last season, he could be getting you points and helping you climb up that table. Coming in at number 4 is someone that a few people thought would do well, but not that many, because he was even recommended to me before the fantasy football season and the Barclays Premier League started. But it is Odion Agolo, only 5.3 million for a striker, and he has scored 5 goals. He's on 45 points. He's had 23 attempts on goal, 18 of which have been inside the box. So it seems all the chances at Watford are going through this man. On target, he's had 9 shots on target so far. Minutes per chance, he's at 27.7 minutes per chance. He's had no assists, but he's created 6 chances for his teammates. Now those stats, for someone that cheap, are incredible, which is why he gets in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Bafétimbi Gomis. Coming in at 7.1 million, he had a great start to the season, but at the moment is only on 32 points as he's dropped off in form recently. Goals he's had 4, attempts he's had 23, 19 of which have been inside the box. On target he's had 11 chances on target, a minute per chance rate of 28.3. Assists he's had none, and chance created he's had 6. Now he may have been higher if he'd got a few more goals. Those underlying stats aren't the best in the league, and it just shows he was very clinical at one point, and now that clinicalness has dropped off. So that is why he only gets to number 3. Coming in at number 2, and it was a very closely run for him getting number 1 spot, and I almost changed it at the last minute, is Graziano Pelle. Now coming in at 8.1, he's a lot more expensive than he was last season, if memory serves me correctly, but he has got 54 points. Scored 5 goals and has 3 assists. He's created 9 chances for his teammates, 34 shots on goal, 32 of which have been from inside the box. He's had 11 shots on target, and his minutes per chance rate is very good at 21.9. Now, when all your chances are coming in the box, he's not going to score you long range screamers, but so many chances are dropping into him in the box, and he's creating chances by knockdowns and assists. He is someone I think you have to consider, especially if Southampton have an easy run of fixtures, putting into your team. Now, I've got Martial at the moment, but part of me thinks I should really have Graziano Pelle. Unfortunately, with the Aguero injury and a few other injuries during the international break, I've got to look at other avenues and may not get him in as quickly as I want. But Graziano Pelle is someone you've definitely got to consider for your fantasy football team. And we come to the number 1 spot, and the number 1 spot goes to Jamie Vardy, another player from Leicester who has absolutely run rampant this season so far. 6.7 million for a striker on 52 points is an amazing return. 7 goals, 1 assist, created 12 chances for his teammates, so that assist rate could go up. Attempts on goal, he's had 28, 23 of which have been inside the box. On target, he's had 13 shots on target, and minutes per chance, he is on 27.1, which isn't as good as some other players, but he's obviously putting them in the back of the net when he gets those chances. So Jamie Vardy is the number 1 pick, especially because of his price. If you don't have him already, what are you doing? Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the end of the series, at least for this period of the international break. I may bring this back next time we've got some time off from fantasy football. And remember guys, it's all about the game.